Welcome to the jungle. We are having a party. We're having a lot of fun. Lots of things happening.
Welcome to the jungle.
Woo! Hey, this one's really cool. Received from one of my Avengers a recording of my favourite Australian, Rob. Who are you, Rob? Rob.
CryptoSage.
CryptoSage. The CryptoSage of Critical Thinking. Rob is probably the guy that does all the research that I should do. He does do. And he looks up stuff, and he even did a video today exposing, hallelujah, CoffeeZilla. And he is saying, CoffeeZilla, you got it wrong. And I'm going, Rob, don't take on CoffeeZilla. He's my mate. I like CoffeeZilla. Why did you do that?
Just throwing it out there.
What did you take on coffee for?
Well, he was doing a video about Logan Paul and some other guy who's supposedly a scammer, Dylan Dennis, something like that. And I never heard of the other guy. Apparently, they were in a boxing fight today or yesterday or whatever. I won't tell you who won. We'll ruin it for you.
Logan, he get paid more than the other guy.
Part of the video was focusing on a chart. And the chart didn't look right to me, so I did some investigation, and it still doesn't look right. So I created a video, thrown it out there, and asked Coffee, my mate Coffee,
Stephen,
to comment on it. Stephen can comment on it and tidy up his video, or tell me why I'm wrong, which is an equal and possibly greater likelihood.
Now, I must admit, I talked to Stephen on the phone for about half an hour. And he is one hell of a nice guy, and he is an Avenger. And he really wants to stop people from losing their money to these scams. And that's what we're doing here tonight. So we might joke around a bit, have a few laughs, and we sort of try to keep it interesting for you. For you?
Do we?
For you? Yeah, we do. We do. And we don't get paid by any government organisation or any homeless person.
Not a brass razoo.
No, we do this because we're trying to save you from investing in Ponzi schemes and scams that sound too good to be true. Now, I haven't told you this, Rob.
I only do it. I actually only do it because sometimes I go to Danny's and he makes me a coffee.
We drink beer together, Rob. Actually, if you watch my videos, often I sit here drinking. People might think I'm an alcoholic. It's true.
Start slurring your words, we'll know that it's true.
It happens. And I can use dyslexia, and you can use, you're a professional stutterer.
Start not talking properly.
And are you a good stutterer, or have you got a bad stutter or a good one?
I have mastered it.
Have you?
Yes, used to have an horrific one, but I worked on it, and now it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's cool. The first time I actually heard Rob, I was going to call you Steve, Rob speak, was when I was a Rotarian, and Rob come and did he was the guest speaker, and this guy stands up on the stage, talks for 25 minutes, doesn't stutter once, talking about his journey about overcoming, well, he haven't overcome it, but how to master the art of stuttering and what the effects it had on his life.
Yes.
So Rob and I are good mates. We live in Christchurch, New Zealand, the bottom of Down Under. And if you go
We're mild acquaintances, Danny.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We don't know each other. Actually, he lives in...
I have better friends.
Timbuktu.
At least I tell others.
You live in Timbuktu. Remember that? Your parents used to go, you can go live in Timbuktu? Was there actually a place called Timbuktu?
There is, actually.
No way.
I think it's in Africa.
Hey, do that thing on that search thing that ShaveZ told us to do.
ShaveZ
is the CEO of a company called Are All Satoshi, and Rob did a smashing video the other day about ShaveZ skiting about how intelligent he is using this program called
Perplexity.ai.
Yeah, and he asked
his favourite research tool.
He asked it a deep, meaningful question about when, in 2009, how many people invested in blockchain global, blah, 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 whatever it was. And anyway, Rob asked it.
How many miners initially were there in Bitcoin? But that's close, Danny.
Thank you. I was close as no cigar. But anyway, so Rob thought he'd use the same technology and asked whether the platform that this guy ShaveZ was promoting was actually a Ponzi scheme or a scam, and what would they recommend to do if you were involved in this scam, and it gave it a really truthful answer, which was really cool.
Right. What was I going to ask it?
You were going to ask it, what are we here for? I can't remember. We can't even rewind it. Is it important? Hey, let's get into why we're here. I think why we're here is going to be more exciting.
Go for it.
All right. So what I've got is we had a lady who lost $90,000. Can I have a drum roll for that? $90,000 has been lost. All right. Oh, that wasn't very exciting.
Mate, that's a lot of lollipops.
Yep. So Vera had actually invested $90,000 into crypto opportunities, and her number one guy for helping her do so was Carl Miller. And, well, I'll just get that in the right screen. Can you see that, Rob?
Yeah. Is that Carl on the left or the right?
Where's your picture gone? He's on the left. The guy with the shock and the horror is about... Oh, there you are. So I found you. I don't know why you're not... Oh, there you go. There. I'll just put me on the screen as well. And I don't know how to get us... Oh, there we go. So now we've got you and I on the screen. And so let me give you a bit of a background on this. Now, Vera had invested $45,000 into Hyperverse. And she unfortunately lost... Oh, she didn't actually. She managed to get I think, 23,000 or nearabouts, don't quote me on that, back out of the platform. And then other opportunities come up like VAV, which I often say to people as VAV, where you could put money into a platform that was guaranteed to give you your 1x back within 48 hours. And what 1x means, if you put $100 in, within 48 hours, you could get all that money back. And then all of a sudden, this miracle money would turn up and you'd have like $700 in the back end, and you could look at it on your phone. Not a wee global phone, but that's the video we just did before this one. But you could go in there and you could look at the Monopoly money and go, look how much money I've got. But there was no purpose for the money. It was just once you put it in, you could see it, but you couldn't do anything with it. But ironically, within 24 hours, all that money had disappeared, and Sam Lee, allegedly, had absconded with all the money, and everyone lost their money. So Vera was told by Carl Miller to put $3,000 into this scheme. She put the money into an Australian bank account, which I thought was amazing. And then the money from the Australian bank account was transferred into a Singapore bank account, which is even more amazing. Now, I know you probably haven't been following all these Ponzi schemes and scams, but there's a few ringleaders. And the Sam Lee, Ryan Jew, Jaden Wee, and a couple of Kevins that I don't know the last name of, all seem to be behind this criminal network. So long story short, everyone's trying to find the lost money. But in the meantime, there's all these leaders who are starting up other Ponzi scheme systems, encouraging people to invest in them so they can trade their way out of their losses. And it's just disgusting. So I've been following these for about 2 years, and I've done over 500 videos trying to name and shame anyone who's promoting or running a Ponzi scheme or a scam. And been quite successful to date in some ways, because I've been published in the New York Times, page number 3 in the printed edition. You open it up in the morning, there was my face in the cover. Rob, well, he's just started using his last name, but he used to be called Rob No Name, and he's grown some little wee...
Still Rob No Name. I'm actually, yes, never mind. I
Oh,
won't say what I was going to say.
You like I've given Rob a name, and he's called the Crypto Sage of Critical Thinking. And he's the yin and I'm the yang. So every time I sort of say something that might not be right and I hide behind I'm dyslexic, Rob will actually go away and research it and find some really cool information and back up whether it's true or not. I have been wrong a couple of times.
A couple of times.
Yeah. But this video that you're about to watch is actually pretty amazing. We've currently got 7 people watching us. So I'm going to turn on what I call the iPad, and that's going to pop up on the screen about now. So if the people who are watching us on our stream, because we're streaming this as we're recording it, for the last 2 years I have been recording like I'm streaming, but lately I have been streaming my recordings live because I'm just so good at it now that I can make boxes pop up in real time. So, for example, I can have a box pop up right now telling you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell so you'll be notified when new videos come out, and encourage you to actually hit the thumbs up and also provide a comment, because that's what Google likes and our videos get out to the masses. The other thing I can do is I can encourage you to support our channel by buying Rob and I a cup of coffee. I promise you Rob will not even get any taste of the coffee. Sorry, Rob.
Absolutely. I can guarantee you.
And the other one you can do is you can go to my website. Now, I'm currently building a large database. There's a method to my madness. I currently am investigating over 100 of these scammers. Now, I said to Rob, we did a video a couple of weeks ago, and I said to Rob, I feel like I'm building a jigsaw puzzle. And every time somebody comes along with a new piece, it's getting more and more exciting because the overall picture is now becoming very clear. So if you want to provide us any information via my website, please do. It may be the missing piece to the jigsaw puzzle. The amount of information I get on a daily basis is just stupid. The other day I got Ryan Jew's phone number. I haven't even had the balls. Maybe tonight we ring him and see whether the phone number works.
You can ring my bell.
But anyway, so my lady Vera, who unfortunately lost $90,000 to crypto opportunities, her number one advisor is Carl Miller. Now, I do have a disclaimer before I play this, and that is the fact that Carl Miller may have baited me by providing this recording, because this recording that you're about to listen to is literally the most stupidest recording I've ever heard in my life. Now, I have listened to quite a few stupid recordings, but this one is the cake. This is the cream. This is the most stupidest recording I've ever heard anyone give anyone. It's just dumb. So can you reiterate what I just said, please, Rob? This is dumb. This is dumber than dumb.
I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I know everyone is, but you know, like when we're just going to go to the commercial break, and yeah, I've never ever heard anything so dumb as this, and I have to say, I just have to say this is stupid, and I've got to laugh. I can't stop laughing.
I'm looking forward to this.
Rob has listened to this once. I have listened to it 4 times. And I even listened to it when I was driving my car, and I nearly ran off the road listening to this conversation.
I heard the start of it.
I'm too scared to actually play it. Oh my God.
And don't play it then.
Oh, I've got to play it, mate. This is just, I'm going to Australia. I know that much. And here we go. All right, here we go.
You'll never get out.
Oh, before you know, I've got to tell you who Carl Miller is. Carl Miller is Australian. He's called Crypto Dundee. And Crypto Dundee is unemployed. And Bill Johnson, which we should invite in here, basically hacked into a Zoom meeting with Tugman and managed to get access to Carl Miller's computer and bring up his pay slip. And we managed to prove that this guy is on the dole. Now, Carl Miller is a notorious scammer who's been promoting Ponzi schemes for what I have seen for the last 2.5 years. And now he's decided to ring up Vera, my dear friend, who asked for help in trying to shut this guy down, and provided this amazing voice thing. So without further ado, I hate when people say that, don't you?
And gave him all sorts of wrong information, and Danny's going all over the place, spouting all this incorrect information. Mm-hmm. So Danny de Hek is just shooting himself in the foot. So that's...
Hold it. Wait, there's more. Ouch.
Brilliant. So I should really thank him for setting Danny up.
Who's Danny? Danny Hek.
Danny de Hek, the Ponzi Avenger.
Boom!
Hold on. Where's he from?
My God.
New Zealand.
Okay.
Can we do the haka now?
Kamate.
Cup of tea, cup of tea, cup of tea, Milo. Hey, we won the rugby today. I don't even watch rugby much, and we won the rugby today against Italy, I think it was. It's brilliant.
No, Ireland.
Oh, they change teams so quickly, don't they?
Ireland. 28-24, I think.
It was a brilliant game. And we shouldn't have won that game.
Stay focused. Stay focused.
All right.
Well, what did he say about you?
Oh, he says I stole $90,000 off you.
Well, not quite.
What did she say, Rob? What did she say? You tell me.
Not quite.
Right. She said not quite. And what did Carly baby say?
Oh, I know it's not right, but Danny doesn't fact check and so that obviously doesn't know what he's talking about.
I have rung Carl Miller 120 times. He will never answer his phone. And I've got a video which I'd love to show, and I might do if I get clever. But I sent Carl Miller's pay slip to him the other day this morning, while he's on a Zoom meeting, and he picks up his phone and he's flicking through the messages that I'm sending him in real time. So I recorded that, and I sent him a 20-second video of him looking at my messages while he's on a live Zoom. This guy has no idea about crypto. I'll show you that one later. Just let me know when you want to see that one, Rob. Do you want to see it now? No.
No, just stay focused.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, brilliant. Danny's just lost so much credibility.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Anyway, the update. I was speaking to Sam last week.
Do you know what that means? He was speaking to Sam last week. He's talking about Sam Lee, the guy that was on ABC News Australia. 19 million people in Australia got broadcasted that Sam Lee is a scammer, and Carl was talking to him last week. And I helped ABC News provide them information. It was my videos they played. But Carl Miller is promoting We Are All Satoshi. We Are All Satoshi was stolen from Sam Lee, and Carl is one of the key people at helping everyone and promote it. He's on every single video that you see on the internet at the moment. And we've just about got their YouTube channel shut down, just saying. So the fact that he was speaking to Sam Lee is just incredible, because he shouldn't be. Because Sam Lee should be pissed off that he's lost his company, We Are All Satoshi. Any words on that, Rob, or have I sussed it out?
Well, look, I just don't know what to say, because there are a lot of people helping.
May the force be with you.
The Zoom meetings, because so many people are lost, and I know that Carl is one of those people that's helping, along with a guy, English guy. I can never remember his name, but I just can't get my head around this Sam Lee
David
being shunted sideways of his own company, supposedly, and Chavez just walks in from nowhere. So if any leader in We Are All Satoshi was talking to Sam Lee, right, does that mean that they're pro Sam Lee and anti-Chavez? I don't understand any of it, but yeah.
No, it's brilliant. Exactly when I heard that, I thought, how can he be talking to Sam Lee when he's stolen Sam Lee's company? That's really what it comes down to.
Well,
He gave me a heads up about what's happening. And they've issued a summons for Garrett to present to police station in United Arab Emirates. If he doesn't do that, he will then have an arrest warrant issued. And as soon as...
What's this for?
What's that?
What's this for?
For Garrett.
Okay, is this for the VAV?
Well, Garrett is the cause of all the problems with ViDiLOOK. And because Sam didn't know what was going on until after it happened, and because Sam used the ViDiLOOK accounts to pre-sale VAV, that is the problem with getting our money back. It's tied up in the legal process of tracking Garrett down.
Okay.
Now, so soon as that, I'm speculating, as soon as Garrett's arrested, Sam can then have complete control of the money and start paying people back.
Okay.
So I've just messaged Garrett right now because I've been chatting to him this afternoon. He's already watched this, well, listened to this recording of Carl Miller. And he said, because I was trying to arrange a meeting with, I can't believe I'm saying this, with Sam Lee and Garrett. Jesus Christ. I can't believe that I'm so involved in this when I'm just trying to save people from investing. But anyway, and he said he can't speak because he's been to the Dubai police and laid a complaint against Sam for, I don't know, something like defamation. So, and to be honest, I must admit, Garrett's not a bad fella. He's actually, even though he started up his own Ponzi scheme, what I'm trying to say is he's actually, you can tell by his comments, he's level-headed, and he's got a good voice on him. So he's literally watching this as we speak, and this is broadcasted live. So I've said to Garrett, if you want to join us, please do, and I'll bring in your voice, not the video, and you can have your 2 cents worth, because I know that Carl Miller's really no one in the greatest, and it's all third hand, because I watched Judge Judy, and Judge Judy would say this is insubmissible, because you can't talk about someone who's not here. So I just want to say that. And if anyone in the chat room, we've got 10 people in the chat room at the moment, wants to ask a question to us. But when I heard this video, I thought, oh my God, I can't believe Carl. I thought he must be baiting me, hoping I'm going to play this video to, I don't know for whatever reason. But anyway, so any 10 cents on that, Rob?
Yeah, well, Sam Lee must be the most unfortunate person in the world, really, mustn't he? Because he's...
Sorry, I can't stop laughing.
I haven't heard all of this stuff about VAV and ViDiLOOK.
Hold it. You got to go V-A-V. You can do it, Rob. You got this, Rob. V-A-V. Let's fish punt. I'm above you at the moment, so I'm looking down at you.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, VAV.
Let me go through this because this is what I've heard. Whether this is actually true or not, I don't even know where I've heard it now because I've heard so many things online. So
you don't know the truth.
Supposedly,
you can't handle the truth.
No, Garrett was supposedly the CEO, but then Sam said, except Garrett said he wasn't the CEO, but Sam owned it.
Yeah.
And when Garrett left, he said that Sam paid him out of the ViDiLOOK main wallet or something like that.
After they're bankrupt.
Yeah, and so he owned that. So I can't work out if he got rid of Garrett, how Garrett had anything to do with interfering with the money from VAV. But then that really unfortunate stuff allegedly has happened to Sam, and then he wakes up one day and
with a hangover,
forgot where his We Are All Satoshi project was.
Yeah,
and he left the front door open, and Chavez walked in and picked up the proof of reserve and walked out with it, and all of the servers and computers and tech team and.
No.
Everything.
No. Chavez had his own tech deck ready to go, and they were sitting there twiddling their thumbs.
I'm just really I can't even keep up with all this, right?
Yeah.
But then they talk about lawyers, but then when you go into it, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. So yeah, look, it's almost like you have to suspend reality in order to listen to these stories and actually think that they could be real. Maybe they are real. Who knows? But
You can't
Sam
make this
must be
shit up,
really
mate.
unfortunate. You know, like how do you lose what? VAV, ViDiLOOK, and We Are All Satoshi all in the space of what, a couple of weeks or something?
Yeah, but we don't want to talk about that because it's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, I can't understand. So when Carl's saying that he's talking to Sam Lee, he's talking to Sam Lee about Hyperverse Hypernation or not?
No, he's talking. I think that because when he was talking to Vera lost $3,000 into ViDiLOOK. That was the relaunch.
Right.
No, she lost $3,000 into VAV. And she, I don't know if she invested. I know she invested in Hyperverse. She invested in some other crypto trading something or other, and she literally lost $90,000 in total. So, if you aren't following it, Vera contacted me, and she said that she had been talking to one of those crypto recovery agencies, and she had already paid them $1,800 because they transferred. They said that she lost $90,000. They managed to recover, this is terrible, $210,000, and they put it into a WordPress website and then gave her access to the WordPress website and then said, if you give us another $1,800, we will let you transfer that money out of it into into your bank account or into USDT. So she thought, that's when she contacted me and said, I'm not sure if this is legit or not. And I said, no, it's not legit. This is just a bunch of scammers. There's no such thing as anyone be able to hack the blockchain because it's so secure and get your money back, and more money than you've lost. It's just a ploy to get more of that, the $1,800 back, you know. So, yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, she listened to me and she didn't pay another $1,800. But in the meantime, yeah.
Can we point out one thing here? Well, no, I'll ask a question. I'm going to assuming that I don't know the answer because I probably don't. But when these people lose money, they haven't lost it because it's in a wallet on the blockchain, have they? They have lost it because they invested it into some scheme and they don't actually know where the money is.
No one knows where the money is once it's left their wallet.
Yeah. So if however, I pay a scheme, I'm giving them money, but where that money goes, whether I pay it in US dollars or USDT, those are basically the two currencies that I'm hearing. You pay the money, you have no idea where that goes. Yep. Like it doesn't necessarily go into crypto that's involved in any particular wallet or whatever. It just goes somewhere, and then you end up with numbers on an app that represent coins or tokens or rewards or whatever in whatever currency it might be, crypto or fiat currency. But when that disappears, your original money, you have no idea where that was, who had it, or anything. You know, it's like Chavez taunted you that you couldn't work out his last name, and yet this is the person who's actually got control of everybody's money, and We Are All Satoshi. So you'd think that name would be something that you'd readily give to ensure that people had some kind of trust or whatever in the legitimacy of the person. Well, that's how I would feel anyway.
You said earlier on that there was how much Bitcoin use? Is it a third of all the Bitcoin users have theoretically lost?
Theoretically, out of the 19.51 million Bitcoin that has been mined to date since 2009,
yep,
the estimates are that up to 6 million of those 19.51 million Bitcoins have vanished. They've been lost because people have either paid it into the wrong wallet
That's incredible.
which means you can't get it back, right? But somebody's gained it, or that it's been in a wallet, you've lost your password, and now you can't access it. Right, and of course, there's that thing that was on Blockchain Global, where apparently there was Bitcoin, I think it was, that was on a laptop, but the laptop got stolen. So, they had allegedly hadn't backed it up or anything.
It's just incredible. I think, what I'm actually seeing is it is actually, you've got to have faith that wherever you sent your money, that the people are going to deliver on what they claim they're going to do. But there's no way of really verifying it other than... Now, the real weird thing about Chavez's blockchain is the fact that people have been making mistakes, and he can pick it up and go, I can see an unattached blah, and I can attach it to you. So somebody, like you said the other day, had a $5,000 miner that turned up in their wallet. I mean, $5,000 worth of money, or asset, if you wanted to play that game, has turned up in somebody's wallet they didn't know about because somebody has manually connected it to the wrong person. That's alarming. Imagine a bank doing that. And then they go, we're just starting out.
And of course that, like supposedly, I don't see why that person would have made it up. That would have been sent to them by the tech team of We Are All Satoshi.
Which theoretically...
So, mistakes can happen even like that. I have no idea how they do it, which makes you wonder. And, of course, just before we get sidetracked too much, there's so many things seem to be manual. Like, for example, they're asking people to type in information to help with delivering NFTs and miners and et cetera, et cetera. And they're asking people to put information into a chat box and on a Zoom meeting. You think, why even at the most basic level, if you've done this amateurishly, why wouldn't you create a Google Doc, rather a Google form that people could just go on there, and then at least you've got it in a document, all of this information that you need to work on and rectify and stuff, but it's also manual, and you think, well, surely that can't be right. That, there must be a better way than that.
Well, it's just stupid. It's just crazy. I don't know. It's like a religion for people. They have to believe this is true. If they find out it's not true, it's going to devastate them. Hey, look, we've got 13 people in our chat room at the moment. If you've got any questions, you are live. We are live. We're broadcasting this live. Obviously, it's going to be a show that's on the internet forever, but ask us any questions along the way. We want to have your opinion on things. 14 people. Excellent. Right, let's get into this. This is eye-watering funny, and I'll try not to laugh.
That sounds good.
Yes. That's my understanding of what's going on over there. So Sam is still on it. He's, I think I told you, I might have told you, may not have. He wrote up over 100 pages of evidence and had it translated.
He must have the same evidence folder that I've got, because that 100 pages is about the same length.
Into Arabic and gave it to the authorities.
Wow. I think it's all like Irish.
Now, just bear in mind, I have literally been speaking to Garrett. Unfortunately, I've asked him to come on to us right now, and he hasn't looked at my messages. But I have asked Garrett to come on and talk to us because Garrett told me today that nothing has happened. He has not been approached by anyone, has not received any emails or any correspondence whatsoever. All this is going by Garrett, if you can believe Garrett. Nothing. Okay? So I just want to say that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Sam's been getting this is my understanding. Sam's been getting all these hassles, but his hands were tied because of
He's got 4 mistresses. Sorry.
of non-disclosure agreements.
NDAs. I was listening to this in the car, and I had my partner in the car, and before he even said this, when I heard it the first time, I yelled out to her, NDAs! What is it with these NDAs?
Here's a question for you. If this was in New Zealand, let's say it was true, although I can't totally get my head around it.
16 people in the chat room.
You're basically having a dispute in a business with another person in the business. There's no violence happening, and it's one person's word against the other person's. And this is the epitome of a civil case where you would go to a lawyer if it happened, I'm assuming, and you would lay some kind of filing in a court against the other person. Why would you go to the police? And of course, Sam, I thought Sam said on one of the earlier Zoom meetings after this happened that he was going to his lawyers, and his lawyers were going into
the data room.
This is weird.
No. What they said they were going to go the day that Sam claimed that he lost all the money. His lawyers were going into the server room to do their own research instead of going off to the police.
That's right. Yeah, and you think, well, why would lawyers do it? Why wouldn't forensic analysis people and analysts do it? Why, like, if you can get in there, surely you got access right to all of the computers, so you got access to the money and stuff. I just hear all this, and my little brain can't kind of work it out.
Your brain's not little,
like
Rob.
The whole world over there is operating on a parallel universe.
Hey, we've got 15 now. 15 people in our chat room. No one's asking any questions. You've asked a question.
It's all right. We'll get rid of them soon.
I'm going to say hello. No, we don't. I've just broadcasted a little bit. And I've also asked Richard, the truck driver, to come on board. Richard was a big believer of We Are All Satoshi. He bought 3 miners. And basically, he realised, he sent me a text one morning, and he says, and he said, hello, cheesecake. And now he tells me that his, what do they call that speech predictor thing? It made a mistake. It wasn't meant to be cheesecake.
Sorry.
Well, whatever it was, it said cheesecake. And I'm thinking, what other word did you really want? Because cheesecake, I would like cheesecake. Anyway, long story short, I sent him 12 messages, and then he decided to watch one of my videos and then realised that this is a scam. And then he said to me, I've called him Richard, the truck driver, and basically he got on a video with us, and it's and he wanted to tell us his story and why he believed in it. So there's a lot of people that might just be tuning in now that might be wondering why they believe such a thing.
Yes, and if you don't believe Danny and you don't believe me, and you probably got good reason to not believe either of us, then you can go and you can go and see if the findings of the Californian government.
Wow. I've got to bring that up. How can I bring that up?
I don't know. I'm just going to find that website.
You find it, and we'll carry on listening to Carl. But can you find that document, bring it up, and then once we finish this, we'll share it. Because in the state of California, and believe this, where YouTube runs, we found a document where the state of California actually basically said that We Are All Satoshi is a dirty, disgusting Ponzi scheme, and everyone associated with it should be terminated. Is that right, Rob?
Well, not quite like that, but
and as soon as he can get Garrett arrested, his non-disclosure agreements don't apply anymore, and he can tell everyone what's been going on officially, and so that's the update for you.
Okay, so
if I can just say one thing here.
Yep.
So if, let's say, well, this was true, If a person is arrested, they're still not guilty. And if they're not guilty, then nothing has actually changed. Therefore, I don't think that a non-disclosure agreement, if one existed, would actually be removed just because one party has been arrested.
No.
No, because being arrested does not mean you're guilty. And
No.
even in some cases, even if one of the parties to a non-disclosure agreement was guilty of something, doesn't necessarily void any legal agreement that they have with any other party.
Like, I was talking to Garrett, and he said, why don't you support Roy, Kanatra, and I in doing a class action lawsuit against Sam? And I said, are you kidding me? I mean, what type of judge would let somebody do a class action lawsuit who's been promoting Ponzi schemes or scams for the last 3 years and then stand in front of a judge and say, I was told that if I put $300 in this, I'm going to get like $900 back in 600 days. And I had 40 staff working for me and I lost $2.8 million. And I'm thinking that this, and then after I lost all that money and I had to lay off my 40 staff, I decided to get involved with We Are All Satoshi. And the judge would go, and who was behind We Are All Satoshi? Oh, it's the same guy that was in the scam I lost all my money in previously. Oh, okay then. And then what happened? Well, he came up with another opportunity. So I invested in ViDiLOOK. And then that collapsed after 6 weeks. And then what happened? Oh, well, I decided that I'd listen to ViDiLOOK number 2. Oh, and how long did that last? Oh, that lasted 2 weeks. Okay, and did you learn your, and then, but now I want to do a class action lawsuit against Sam Lee. And the judge is going to say, are you shitting me? I mean,
I find it quite interesting because I have heard some of those videos on YouTube. And some of those people that are talking on there, maybe all, but at least some of them sound very intelligent. And it makes you wonder, how come they're asking the questions now, but they didn't ask the same questions before they got involved?
This is the thing. I feel sorry for some people because like when a surgeon rings you up and tells you he lost millions of dollars, you sit there and think, oh my God, does that mean anybody can grab a knife and start operating on somebody because this guy's not intelligent? Or is it because these people haven't learned how to handle money? Or they've never done business, or they're always looking for an opportunity to invest in? I mean, just because people invest in a Ponzi scheme and they lose their money, it doesn't mean they're stupid people.
No, I'd like to think it did.
Well, that make our job easy.
But actually, right, it obviously doesn't. Like you do wonder about the naivete, or maybe the expectations, or maybe that they so want it to happen. Like one night on one of your videos ages ago, we talked about the human cognitive biases that are at play that can encourage people to get into a scheme where the returns seem so far beyond the realms of reality. And just in case you're wondering what reality looks like for an investment, is that if you're a hedge fund manager, i.e. a big investor of people's funds, if you get 18 to 20% return per annum, you are brilliant. And I think Bernie Madoff, who ran that Ponzi scheme in New York, I don't know if he promised returns, but he averaged returns. I think, just off the top of my head, 18 to 25%. In there somewhere. Like, it wasn't ridiculous money. It wasn't like 30%. It wasn't 100% where, if you put 5,000 in, by the end of the year, you're going to have 10,000. Like, that stuff really doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So 18 to 20%, anything outside of that, and even around that 20%, that's considered quite high risk. Right. So you can imagine the risk that there would be on anything that was 50%, which is 1.5x, just in case you're wondering. But you see, those people are
Started
actually
to glaze
investing
over, to be honest.
Eh?
I was starting to glaze over. Sorry. Those figures, yeah.
You know,
Well, not that you're saying
what is
silly
reality?
stuff. You are very technical, and you do explain things very well. I'm just not technical, and I'm sort of like a stunned mullet, really, because I think. Well, unfortunately, I look at a lot of people in those Zoom meetings. I'm gifted because I'm dyslexic, and I really do think different than a lot of people. But it doesn't mean I'm a genius. It just means I look at things different to other people. And I look at these Zoom meetings, and it's like holding a red cloth up in front of a bull. And I see these people who aren't engaged sitting here trying their hardest to give money away. And I sit there and think, what the hell? What are you doing this for, guy? And I feel like shaking them. But you're not allowed to shake these babies, apparently.
I do think a lot of those people aren't engaged, but they're quite engaged in the networking part of it, in
Community.
the family part of it, the community
Religion,
part of it.
Belief.
Yeah.
It was like we're watching that Wee Global thing we did a couple of videos back. And they were asking people what, I forgot what the question was, something like, what is a good business person? And they just keep throwing out words, somebody with integrity, somebody with drive, somebody with mindset, somebody with passion, and all those keywords that we get flogged to death with. But, you've got to have somebody with sensibility, somebody that sits here and questions, this sounds too good to be true,
Yeah.
I bought you a gift. Do you know what I bought you, Rob?
I shudder to think.
I bought 2 red flags.
Oh, where's my thing? Oh, yeah, and my apologies to the person who pointed out that a red rag is not a red flag.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yes, very clear. I didn't even think about that at the time.
Hey, let's carry on anyway. Let's listen to Carl Miller telling his client that lost $90,000 after listening to Carl all about me and Sam's big plot.
Bye. Yeah.
Dubai is the capital of one of the Emirates.
Okay.
Yeah. There's several of them.
Okay.
They're like states within the UAE.
And that's where Sam lives.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I must say, I did ask Garrett if he knew where Sam's home address was, and he said no. And I said, here it is. And he said to me, how do you get this shit? And I said, I know people. I know Sam's old business partner. I know so much stuff. I feel like I'm a kid in a candy shop when people give me information. Just saying. But anyway, if you want to know where Sam Lee lives, it's 205 in this villa. It's on one of my videos a few back. But help yourself. Now, when the ABC News in Australia, if you don't know who they are because we're in the bottom of the earth, they broadcast their 7:30 news program to 19 million people. They said they were going to send a private detective to knock on Sam's door. I never heard whether they did or not, but I was so pleased by that. It was so cool. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. So if you want to know anyone's address, Ryan Jew's phone number, let me know. It's for sale currently. I would take a cup of coffee for Ryan. If you buy us a cup of coffee, I promise you I'll give you Ryan Jew's phone number for a cup of coffee. We're trying to make money out of this, Rob. Okay.
All right. And Garrett's there too,
And
hopefully.
somewhere hiding out.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good update.
I've got to say one other thing. In this video soon, Carl insinuates that Sam does not know where Garrett lives. Garrett and Sam used to be flatmates, and Garrett is still living in the same house. So that's just stupid. But anyway.
Yeah. So, what in time-wise, how long a time do you think this is?
That is a piece of string, and what colour is it?
Okay.
But at least, sorry, I just hit my horn while I was getting out to unlock the gate.
Have you ever had that problem, Rob? When you're getting out of the car, you toot the horn with your tummy?
Yeah, mate, all too often.
But yeah, it's progress, and it's official.
It's official. It's official.
Sam released a press release.
A pest release. The pest control.
Last week, telling everybody what's going on.
Right. And what's happened to Satoshi?
We are all Satoshi. Well, I got lucky. When it went live, everything just overloaded the system, and the system was running at, the computer was running at 100%. Transactions were getting all clogged up and getting stuck, and all sorts of mayhem. And I solved it. And ShaveZ gave me a $5,000 miner.
Come on, Rob. What are you thinking? They've got a computer that can do 65,000 transactions per second, and it got clogged up. And Carl, who's an Australian, who's unemployed, doesn't have a job, he solved the problem, and for solving the problem, ShaveZ gave him a $5,000 miner. Fair dinkum. You're looking at me, I'm looking at you. You're looking at me, looking at me, looking at you. I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at you. You look at me, we'll look at each other. Rob, look at me. Look at me.
As a thank you for clearing up all of these transactions and getting people moving again.
Yeah.
He must have given this to, he must have known this is going to get back to me. Why else would you give somebody this recording? This is just stupid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was wrapped because it freed him up. And I've been doing training and technical Q&As and everything since... and the upshot is that I might have a job.
Oh, I'm speechless. Sorry, this is funny. Oh, I can't get over this shit. You can't make this shit up. Sorry. Okay. You ready to carry on, Rob? Okay. Oh, look. Who's drawn over his face? Secret Squirrel. I said what you're laughing for. Yeah. Hey, he looks more intelligent now. Oh, Tugman must have come onto our... We should ask Tugman to come in here. I haven't sent him a link to the live broadcast. I'll do that while we're listening to Shamus. It's got a secret Squirrel.
Okay.
So that's another thing. Danny de Hek has been going on spouting all this information, saying I'm unemployed, and I'm cheating people and all that sort of crap. And
that's not true. That is not true. Carl is not employed. He does not have a job.
I thought he was a security guard or something.
That's not a job, mate. Anybody can be a whatever you call it, thingy.
Yeah.
I can prove that I'm not employed, and I'm not earning any money. I've got potential to earn a crap load of money.
Yeah.
But he's just losing so much credibility. He's been blaming me of working for Sam for 4 months, 5 months. Now he's saying I'm employed by ShaveZ. Well, soon I might actually be employed by ShaveZ.
As his chief technical officer.
So what's like this ShaveZ? What's his relationship to Sam?
So essentially, Sam was the CEO of We Are All Satoshi, and ShaveZ was vice president of operations. But Sam's moved sideways just to look after Stable DAO and ViDiLOOK, and ShaveZ is now CEO of We Are All Satoshi.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to go to the loo. So you got to talk for a minute.
and that you just keep it playing. I'm actually more confused now than I was before. So if you haven't actually been listening the Zoom meetings on We Are All Satoshi, there's a lot of technical problems. People weren't receiving their NFTs for the miners. People weren't knowing how to connect miners onto nodes. I think mining got delayed there for a while, and now that it's all up and running, they're still running. I don't even know how long it's been going, but at least a week, maybe a week and a half, and there's still heaps of people with heaps of problems. And of course, B-Fuel has come along with horrific fees. If you Google B-Fuel, go and Google B-Fuel, B-F-U-E-L. You won't find it anywhere on the internet. It gets confused with by Google for biofuel. But there's just so many issues, and they're still ongoing. And then ShaveZ is talking about creating new features for the system and stuff, and they can't even sort out what they're doing at the moment with the basics. So, yes, the Carl's helping out with, it's Joe, isn't it?
Joe.
Who's that other guy? Yeah, along with Crypto Tech. That's one of the names. ShaveZ, Tammy, and
Tammy
maybe
Jackson.
a couple of others as well.
I would like to take Tammy Jackson out for a romantic meal.
Would you?
Yeah. When she wears
what
that.
music would you play, Danny?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Rob. It's I'm not exactly sure. I think I would like to play. No, not that one. Try this one. Take me to a leader. We can do this together. We can dance the night away with the African drums.
Right, on with the recording, Daniel.
Okay, Rob. You asked me, I will do it. I have no problem with pushing play. I'm trying to think why Carl Miller has a moustache and glasses and secret squirrel. Oh, God. All right.
ShaveZ is probably coming to Melbourne in a month's time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a month. It's 4 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Oh, 4 weeks' time.
Okay.
It's getting close. Yeah. Bitcoin, our network, Bitcoin Code and BTC20 have been nominated for the Binance Technology of the Year award.
Yeah, you hear that?
I did.
Yeah, so Binance Technology Award nominee. So I did a search for that, and it told me I couldn't view the results in my country. But I thought that was pretty big news, but I can't find it anywhere. So I would like some proof of that to all you We Are Satoshi people. Please provide us proof that they have been you're nominated for an award. Because, I mean, I don't know if we can see that right there. Oh, you can. So, oh no, now I've got your face. It's funny. But I went through the event where they claim that they're going to be receiving some award, and there's no mention of it. And I also went into the, the news area. And they've only done about 10 blogs, but there's no mention of anybody. I'll just move you out of the way, Rob. So it doesn't make any sense. So why would they not mention people who have been nominated to receive some technology award? Unless it was full of shit. Just saying. Okay, back to our Carl.
And Melbourne is hosting the Australian Crypto Convention on Remembrance Day.
Wow.
So ShaveZ likes the idea of coming and promoting Bitcoin Code. And maybe Binance is the sponsor of one of the stages. Maybe they'll present the award at that convention.
So Ryan Jew theoretically owned 7% of Binance at one stage, and then obviously it worked out later on that it was not true. So I don't know why everyone wants to be associated with Binance, but that is something they keep harping on about.
Okay. Wow.
If it's awarded by then,
Yes.
I don't know when you know. As I said, they're nominated. Whether they have the results by then or not, I don't know.
Will Sam come out?
I got to send this to Shavis because I know he watches us. Did I tell you about? I did, didn't I? Might have been this video, the last video. I sent a whole lot of messages to Carl, and he looks at them because we filmed him looking at my messages in real time on the Zoom meeting. So I'm now going to send them to Shavis, and I'm going to send this to Carl as well, so he can watch us filming this in real time.
What's that?
If Danny de Hek turned up, then yeah. If Danny de Hek was coming, Sam would definitely come. I know.
Oh, okay.
So let me get this right. Sam Lee, who's got a travel ban, who can't leave Dubai, would do whatever he can to get to Australia if he knew that I was going to a crypto event. Did they not know I'm not really into crypto?
Mate, I'd do that as well.
Would you? Oh, that's so cool, mate.
Absolutely.
What are they friends?
Problem is whether Danny de Hek can get that message. I'm not going to give it to him.
This is the part where I thought he might have been just doing this for a bit of a laugh.
What's the message?
Well, the message is, if I go to the crypto event in Melbourne, then Sam Lee will get his ass onto a jet because he's a billionaire and fly all the way.
You got to go.
Hey?
You got to go, Danny.
I've got my tickets, mate. They're $385 each, Australian. I'm there, mate.
Ask Sammy to
Sammy,
get some money out of VAV to buy your tickets.
sponsor me, you know.
Yeah, and 5-star accommodation because you won't be able to sleep in anything else.
I would love to get on the Terps with Sam Lee. It would be friggin' awesome.
It'd be
man.
fantastic, mate. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah. I went.
He could bring all of his wives along, and we'd still have a spare lap.
He's up to 5 mistresses. His 5th mistress from China was meant to turn up in UAE, well, United Arabs, on this month. And she wrote me a message saying, I never knew he was married. Thank you for your video. And literally said to me, I saved her life. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So I'll keep in touch with her.
I don't want the idiot hanging around.
What message is that?
That if Danny was coming to the crypto convention, Sam would come home just to face him.
Who am I? I mean, is Carl just like, who am I? I mean, Sam's a billionaire. I'm a no one. I mean,
I'm not. Yeah. We
home.
all know what a billionaire has got $1 billion, and a millionaire has got $1 million.
Yeah. I'm a
like,
shoelace.
what would we call us?
Shoelace. I don't know. Civilian.
A thousandaire?
Civilianaire. No, civilianaire.
A civilian.
I mean, really. I mean, even the fact that he's telling Vera this, poor Vera. I mean, yeah.
All right.
But Danny de Hek is too stupid and scared. He wouldn't bother coming.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Like, okay, Carl, I'm not going to go to a crypto event. Actually, I tell you, if we do go, we'll get dressed up in our suits and we'll take our red flags along. We'll go until the stands.
I tell you what, if you went, you could interview everybody as they walk in the door. You'd have enough video material to put lives up for the next. Well, they wouldn't be lives, but you could put material up, like once a day for the next couple of years.
Imagine Sam Lee turning up at the event and he goes, "Is Danny de Hek here?" And they go, "Yeah, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? We'll see the guy at the back.
One with the cape.
Yeah,
with the cape.
He's got 8 GoPro cameras strapped on his chest and a big spotlight on his head. And he's like shining around going, "Have you running a scam?"
Oh, those ones that you pull the trigger and the camera reverses. And
oh, yeah.
Like that.
Jesus. All right. Okay, Carl, let's see what and that's not a knife, by the way, Carl. Just saying. I'm looking at the picture. Oh, you took all this fancy stuff off. That was fun. What about doing something to the alligator or the crocodile? Alligators are different. They got pointy noses. Yeah.
Never smile at a crocodile, mate.
Yeah. All right, here we go, Carl. Hey, Carl. You how do I say, you're representing all of Australia, okay?
Oh well, look, there's always, there's always people for and always people against. That's just life. Yeah, but look, it's good.
Anyway,
I could kill for a hot chocolate.
Good to hear
there
from
is
you.
progress.
Good. All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's very good. I appreciate the call.
Have you made any progress, at least, for your getting your money back from the P2P service?
P2P service? What do you mean, P2P service?
The money that you sent to Binance and got locked up with proof of identity and everything. Have you managed to?
No, I got that back ages ago.
Do you know why she got their money back ages ago? And do you know why he's asking that?
Why? What's the story?
Because he's been keeping in touch with her because he now wants to sell her mining packages because he gets the commissions, and so he's got her involved in Hyperverse, and he got her involved in VAV, and now he's grooming her because she told him that she's about to get $100,000 back from some other opportunity. So now he realizes that she has money, and he's trying to keep in touch with her so that she may reinvest.
Yeah, well, I'd say that horse is bolted now, isn't it?
Well, she's on her third or fourth lot of investments. So you think once bitten, twice shy. But I in all seriousness, Carl's got a really good-looking face at the moment. Actually, is that going down or going up? Because I don't know if it's crypto. How much is I must ask, how much is the WAS token worth at the moment, Rob?
You mean the BTCC?
Okay, well, the BCCT. Could you just answer the question, please?
The last time I heard, it was something like 29 to 30 US.
And where do you go and buy it?
Where do you go to, my lovely?
Where do you go to,
apparently
my
you
lovely?
could, apparently people can just swap it for USDT if they wanted to, but they'd have to swap it with somebody else who's in the scheme, I think.
Scheme.
I just get really confused by it all.
And did Shavit, is Shavit still wanting to buy everyone's BTTC?
Well, that's what Grace said the other day. So if anybody wanted to escape,
I love Grace. I wish Grace was my Grace was my auntie.
The naive expression on her face when that guy was getting naked next to her.
Oh.
But I don't think she saw it.
We've got to we'll have to bring that video up at the end just briefly. But there was a guy that was getting unrobed, having a shower on camera, got dressed in front of the camera, and she was running the meeting, and it was like right beside her on the other, just like where Rob is now, and you could see everything, and she didn't even blink an eyelid. She must have had lots of children.
Yeah, well, you couldn't see anything. Right? You'd see a bit of a builder's crack as he walked into the bathroom. I did, mate. I did a close-up on it. I took a screenshot, expanded it, magnified it 269%.
Yep.
And it was so funny because while he's walking along, she was talking to this other guy about something, and she said, and you can hold it. You can, she said three things, and you think, you could actually take that any way you wanted, couldn't you?
Yeah, no idea. All right, how much have we got to go of Carl? I've got about another minute and 10 seconds. So here we go.
Back ages ago.
He's got a bit of a tan.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes, no, I got that back ages ago. I'm just waiting for VAV. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, all right. And Hyperverse, if there's anything happening.
Yeah, well, that's all still Dalversal. it's promising. The rumours I've heard are promising, but whether you can wait that long is another matter.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh well, we'll just take one step at a time, see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm home now. I'm going to have a hot chocolate and go to bed and get up at 5 o'clock for the UK Zoom and training sessions that I've been doing.
Fair.
I didn't think he had a job.
No. All right then. Well, thank you very much.
All right. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
For the call.
Okay.
All right then. Thanks. Keep us posted. Okay.
I will. When I've got something to post.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
I really hope they're not all going to lose their money, but hard to imagine how it can go any other way.
Well, it is really. On my wee iPad down below, I've just brought up the State of California Business, Consumer Services and Housing Agency Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. And you read this all out word for word the other day when you did your video. If you're looking for Rob's video, go to the homepage of my YouTube channel. And I've created a playlist. What's the playlist called? The CryptoSage of Critical Thinking. And that's all Rob's videos, except for the last one where he was ditching CoffeeZilla because he got something
Didn't you put
wrong.
that on there?
No, I'm losing it. He's my mate. Yet. I can't do it, mate. I can't do it.
It's my best yet. I'm not criticising. I'm just saying, well, this is how it looks to me.
Imagine if people did videos about everything I got wrong. The internet would get over.
Mate, I was actually thinking about that today. I could critique the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Just wait till I get rich and famous.
I could do voiceovers of you doing a voiceover.
Voiceovers of me doing a voiceover. That could be, all right.
That would be like 14 hours long.
Yeah, no, it's crappy. So in summary with this one here, what we've got on the screen below is a cease and desist order, which is pretty serious stuff. And honestly, when Rob found this, even though it was hard to find, it was the state of California has produced the cease and desist order to Are All Satoshi. And the most alarming thing about this document was anyone that was promoting it was theoretically in the same trouble as the person that are creating it.
Yeah, that's a major point. So while it's got in there about We Are All Satoshi and Sam Lee, that basically anybody who is advertising this on social media, well, this is how I read it. If you were advertising this somewhere, promoting it, whatever, on social media, that happens to reach to California, that if anybody, that there seems to be in breach of this rule. And of course, if you read through it, it's got a far better explanation and breakdown of all the points that they found. Yeah. And their conclusion is it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, so what I'm actually doing right now is I'm actually just going to on the iPad, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm actually going down and you'll see, which one was it? The serious allegations? Yeah, it was that one. So this is Rob actually reading it. So go and find that out, listen to it, because just like the truck driver guy, Richard, he listened to one of our videos, even though we might be a bit jokey, and having a bit of fun. We are serious about helping you guys not get busted by these Ponzi schemes or scams, because it is actually, it literally is eye-watering how many times I get contacted about people who have just thrown their money away. I still remember Mike Lucas, who put his whole life savings, which was only $25,000, he put it into Hyperverse and lost a lot. And I chat with him quite often. He's grateful for what I'm doing, but it's just eye-watering, to be honest. And this video that Rob did, like if you were thinking, should I be associated to We Are All Satoshi? And Richard said something really alarming, and that was the fact that he had only been involved for the last 6 or 7 weeks at the most. So he hadn't really understood the whole background of the company and what they had been involved in, you know what I'm saying? So, do your due diligence, but anything to do with crypto, anything to do with a reward system if you bring somebody into it. And the last one is, if it sounds too good to be true, and you put all those three together, you can guarantee that, I can guarantee it's actually a Ponzi scheme or a scam, which is just shocking. Do you have any final words on that one there? I think we had a good laugh on Carl Weller.
No, it's just there are people out there that have lost a serious amount of money. And there are people out there who have made a serious amount of money. But the thing is that it's not like a business. Like a business creates a service or a product, and it sells it. The customer brings money in. You give, or the company gives the service or the product out to happy people, and from the profits that the company make, it distributes them to the owners or the shareholders. But in a Ponzi scheme, there's no money coming in outside the people that are in the pyramid. There's no money coming in inside, outside of the people who are either in the upline or the downline. And it's always the uplines that are making the money. And it seems to be mostly, always the downlines, some various stage down, who are going to lose the money. But no one's actually, you can't get in a scenario where everybody wins in the pyramid. All right, the people at the top are always going to make more, and the people at the bottom are always going to lose more. So, unless you came in at the top, you're probably going to lose some money. And the other thing is that if you're at the top and you're making money at other people's expense, which I find really amazing that so many of the people involved in these schemes are religious.
Black African community, religious belief, and the amount of pastors and parishes and all that sort of stuff that have actually got their congregation involved in it is alarming. I think it's because their demographics of people are very similar. I think the analogy you gave the other day of a jar, and you said everything is like trading within a jar, but the jar's not plugged into anything clever. It's just a jar that every transaction is within the jar. So I liken it to a game of Monopoly, and people who are playing the game are getting excited about the future of the game and how the game's going to flourish and it's going to have a light bulb one day and we'll have a lid, but really it's just a jar, but it's really just a game that everyone's playing.
Everybody is putting money into the jar, and some people are taking it out. And there's no one else apart from the people that are buying a package or subscriber. There's no one else who's putting money in that jar. So, like the later you're into these things, and just have a look at all of the miners and stuff, that the later you come in with your miner, the harder it is for you to mine BTCC. That's just the way it is set up, because there's going to be more and more and more and more and more. If this works out, it's supposed to, there's going to be more and more and more miners who are going to get fewer and fewer and fewer coins, and that B fuel is just going to keep going up. Man, outside of this tiny ecosystem, any of these coins would be worth cents or fractions of cents. That's it. And the moment that BTCC, in my opinion, goes outside of this closed ecosystem, and real people have a look at it, and you're going to see the real supply and demand. And I don't think there's going to be any demand, and I think there's going to be, there'll be a reasonably small supply as well because of the way it's set up. But this is not financial advice, and we are not financial advisors.
Just in conclusion, the video that I've got on here was one just today, and we actually managed to it disappeared. We actually managed to get the database of a Ponzi scheme called Smart Steps. It's actually called smartstep.live, and you can go there and look at their website. And their whole database was given to me by Bill Johnson. And this is an app that's very similar in a way. They tell people if they go out there and do their daily steps that they will get rewarded in their tokens. Now their tokens value is worth 0.00000000000000000 nothing, and
I
people
think you missed one.
do we? Sure. Okay.
Yeah, there's
But-
another zero on there.
So you will do your 15,000 steps. Now, if you decide to buy a gold package, I think it was a massive package, you spent $2,200, you would get 5,000 of these shit coins every day for doing your steps. But the shit coins are like going to the beach and grabbing sand and paying people in sand because they paid a lot of money for a golden shovel. But no one's questioning the elephant in the room, and the thing is that the packages that you have to buy are the scam. But they're too busy looking at the steps and the app and what they're going to do, and they're all the same, unfortunately. So, you kind of like really need to sort of get a bit more savvy if you're trying to figure out what is a scam. And I don't think it's too complicated for me now, but every day I hear somebody who thought, and a friend told them, it's just unfortunate. That's just what happens at the moment.
I think if people didn't want to do their due diligence and they wanted the most simple way of crossing off any opportunity that was presented to them, would be to ask, is this a registered company in our country?
Yes. I'm glad you said in our country, because that is the game changer.
Yeah, I'd have to say that in our country. Like, that's not to say that if it is a registered company that it is legit, but every Ponzi scheme that I've heard of, not that I've heard of all of them, but they're all not registered companies. Like, I've never seen, it's like, is that your experience or not?
Yeah, no, it's very much the same. And it's alarmingly, it's so simple. It's just great. I've literally got a database of over 130 different website addresses, and they all claim, they even have their company certificate on their website, and it's all blurry, but you can still read it, but it's just not legit. So they don't,
Yeah, stuff like that. When you hear a person who's talking about compliance, and when you're hearing about a company certificate being posted on a website, when you're hearing about any of these appeals to credibility, that almost removes their credibility, because any legitimate company wouldn't bother showing you their company certificate or anything like that, because, well, of course they're a company, but in this industry, everybody who comes in seems to think, well, if I tell them this, if I tell them this, I tell them this is going to make us sound really credible, and that's what people are worried about. But I think what you say, Danny, if it's, and I've got to remember, if it's got multi-level marketing, if it's crypto, and what's the other one?
Sounds too good to be true.
Yeah. Right. If it's crypto and multi-level marketing and is promising crazy returns, and realistically, even 2x is 200%. Even that's a crazy return.
In a short period of time as well. Which
was that 100% actually, now that I think about it? But yeah, and if they're going to pay you daily, like that is almost mathematically impossible.
It's not feasible. It's just I talk about the elephant in the room, but it doesn't make sense. Somebody's just posted a comment. What does it say, Rob? Can you see that? I know. People are shy.
AB said, "Hi guys, the same way you spend time to talk about stuff that you think are Ponzi or scam, why are you not talking about stuff that people can gain from?" Well,
we'd love to.
It wouldn't be as much fun. It would be even more boring than what we do talk about. But at the end of the day,
so what are they asking, Rob? Are they actually asking for positive stuff or
They are saying that if we spend our time,
Hey, you've disappeared. There's a monster on the screen.
if we spend our time talking for positive and not for evil, that we.
Is that why we've got villains on the screen?
Look, keep this as simple an answer as I can.
Let's take this question really serious and see what this person's asking, because remember,
if you put
before
your
you answer,
money,
Rob, I think I was brought up in a religious cult, and it didn't matter what people told me. I was convinced that what I got taught when I was brought up in it was true and legitimate. So let's just think that way. And now you go on it.
I'm going to explain this as simply as I can, the same way that I explained about mortgages and lending to businesses. Okay? When a bank loans money to an individual, a business, or a homeowner or home purchaser, they have a look at the risk profile. The greater the risk that that individual company or home buyer will default, the higher the interest charged. Okay?
Yep.
And what that basically means is that them having to pay that interest back at a higher rate means, first off, they're less likely to take it unless they're very serious about it. They're less likely to take it unless they genuinely believe that they can pay it back and use the money to best efficiency. So what it really means is that if you go into a bank and a bank gives you money at like 5 or 6% to purchase a house, they only do that because if you stop making the payments on the mortgage, that they have the perfect collateral in your house.
Yeah.
Okay? But when you take the house away and you loan money to a business, the risk is a little bit higher because even big businesses can fall over. But when they have a look at how the business has performed over the years, they can work out a risk profile. And so most businesses that are going to borrow money are a little bit higher than a mortgage. And I think it's anywhere from about 7% maybe up to like 12. Okay?
And you have
depending
to pay it back
on
a lot
how
quicker as well.
Yeah. Well, you want to pay it back quicker because otherwise, it's going to cost you more money. But when you get into an individual, the rate is going to be higher than that because individuals can die, they can get injured, they can end up redundant, a lot of things. And so that interest rate could be anywhere from like 12% up to like 20 or even higher percent. So you'd never hear of any bank lending money out at 30%. It just wouldn't happen because at 30% return, the risk to the bank that you're going to default on it is so high. They've had a look at your bank accounts. You never got any money. You're spending it as fast as you get it. But you may be unemployed. So when you think about that, right, the greater the return to the bank, the greater the risk to the bank. It's exactly the same when you go on to all of these other schemes. If they're paying you 200%, 300%, 500%, we've even heard of a 10x, which is like 900 or 1,000%, depending on which way you work it out. The fact that they would be paying that out means the risk that they're going to go under is astronomical. And that's even assuming that these are legitimate businesses. All right. So you can basically take anything that's going to say that they're going to pay that out and say that is too risky to even consider. And so now you've wiped all that out. Right, you're going back and you're having a look at realistic percentages. If you're putting yourself in a high-risk funds manager you might get 25% if you're really lucky, but you could lose money, like actually lose money. But you're never going to lose the whole lot. Like that'd be ridiculous. All right, but you could lose like 20%, maybe a third even. That's it. And a person that I knew really well said, I want to invest money because everybody that's wealthy has invested their money, and that's how they got a lot of money. And I said to that person, anybody you know who's got a lot of money worked hard and earned a lot of money, and then they invested the excess money, and that's how they made money. You know, like it didn't just happen that they invested in some get-rich-quick scheme and overnight they had it.
I think like I was always told to, you know, put you have your cash that you have in life, and then you invest in maybe shares, and then you buy property, and you diversify yourself with those three different types of investments. I mean, at best, you might be saying, like, I'm an entrepreneurial sort of person, and I believe in, like, working hard. Now, I'm not doing too good financially at the moment. So today, I decided that I'd go out and buy some window cleaning gear. So I spent $130 on window cleaning gear, and I washed inside, outside all the windows in the house, and it took me 1 hour, 20 minutes to do our house. So now I'm going to walk around the neighbourhood, and I'm going to put flyers in everyone's letterbox, and I'm also going to put an advert on the local Facebook group for where I live, because everyone where I live has the same types of houses. Now, I'm hoping that people are going to give me a window cleaning job a day, and then I'm charging $150 per house, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom house. So potentially I could get $700 or $800 in a week from doing 2 hours worth of window cleaning in the morning. So if you want to save me for my window cleaning round, please buy me a cup of coffee, and Rob as well. But what I'm getting at is, once I make a profit, I spend $130 buying my window cleaning gear, and at the end of the week, if I'm clever enough with my marketing, I might actually get 2 or 3 jobs. I might not get any, but hopefully I'm going to put that money in the bank. That, to me, that is straight profit. If I've got 10 grand in the bank, and I go to the bank in the beginning of January 2022 and put $10,000 in the bank, when I go back there, it's still there. It doesn't disappear unless I accidentally find the bad bank. Now, the good or the bad bank might have only given me 1% interest per annum if I was lucky. And people go, oh, you know, but the banks give you nothing. That's what you get told because they want you to be brainwashed into thinking that way. But the reality is, if I go in there and I go, hey, I made $500 profit from cleaning windows this week, and I put it in the bank, I now have $10,500 in the bank. To me, that is actually 5% profit within a week. And that, being entrepreneurial and having a product or service to sell, Rob sells products. He sells antiques and stuff. Now, he can buy something. He knows, he's worked out the mathematical equation to buy something and sell it for a profit. He knows that if he puts that on eBay, it's going to take so much of his time and energy. He's going to get fees. He knows that if he buys a product for $30 and he might spend $30 spending his time to sell it. So he now buys products that are worth $100 or $200, knowing he can turn that into $300 or $400. And then, you know, so we all work out the formula of what we're doing. That's sort of what I reckon.
Here's one point which people really do need to think about is if the person or if any of the people in these schemes, any of these schemes that are advertising high returns, could be 2x, 3x, 4x, whatever. If any of these people are not selling their houses, their cars, their dogs, their spare jewellery, even borrowing as much money as they could to invest in these, then if it was legitimate, you'd be an absolute fool not to.
Yeah.
Because if you can go to the bank and borrow $100,000 at, say, 15% and stick it into one of these schemes and get 100, 200, 300% return? Why would you not be going to a bank, borrowing every single dime you could get? So the fact that these people haven't invested absolutely everything that they have, that should tell you something, right? And for the poor people who have gone and done that, they haven't done that because they absolutely believed in it. I would suggest they've absolutely done that because they hope that it's going to work and that is going to get them out of the hole that they're in, or it's going to secure their family's wealth for years to come. But the fact of the matter is, opportunities like this just don't exist. They just don't exist. Definitely not as a Ponzi scheme. There are businesses out there like Microsoft and Apple and stuff that you could have invested into when they floated and made a horrendous amount of money. But they come along so infrequently. But people are still trying. But if you're invested, if you did want to try to make it rich, go and put your money in the share market in a new company that you feel is in an industry where huge returns are possible. That's not financial advice. That's just kind of common sense. That would be the only way that you could get massive returns, is that if you strike an Apple or a Microsoft or whatever right at the start. But a lot of people are trying to do that, and the chances of you hitting it right are weighed heavily against you.
So today I made a couple $100 before this meeting because I do drop shipping. And I basically, set up a website. I tried, I remember when I said to my partner, I think we sold $100 worth of products a day. And I said, imagine if we did that for, 30 days in a row, we'd have like $3,000 worth of sales, we'd make $1,400. And would you believe that we do that every day now? But what I'm saying is that I make money selling products I don't have. It's innovative and I make a profit. And it's quite cool, but I didn't, I love entrepreneurial stuff. But, a lot of people the idea of getting your money and throwing it into somebody that you can't touch, you can't see, you can't prove they actually really exist, hoping that whatever they say or they claim is going to turn into maybe 1 times, 2 times, 3 times. We did a video we just did before this one, we Global, claiming that people can get 7 times their return in the investment. I mean, this has not been entrepreneurial. It's not been a day trader. This has been stupid with your money because it just doesn't add up. Now, I could go along and say to you, look, I want you guys to buy a lotto ticket because a mate of mine bought a lotto ticket and he's now a multi-millionaire. It doesn't mean that because you buy a lotto ticket, you're going to be a multi-millionaire, but somebody's going to win and other people are going to lose. But no one stops to say, where does the money come from? Rob's analogy of the jar, and the money's trading within a jar. You just got your hand, whoever puts their hand in first will get the money out of it. The rest of the people who are putting their money into the jar, it does not mean they're ever going to get their money out of the jar. Yeah.
I've just, while Danny was talking about jam, because I always think of jam when you mention jar.
I never said jam.
I was just having a look here that it said that if you had put your money into Microsoft for the last 20 years, I think it is.
Windows 95.
Yep. You would have got what they call a weighted return of 19.2%. So that's on one of the biggest companies in the world.
That's fantastic.
Your return
over 18 is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. If you put your money into Apple, now this is a bit tricky to read this, right, but it's a short paragraph. It said, from January 1990 through to December 2020, AAPL stock, which is Apple, I'm not too sure what the APL stands for, or maybe that's Apple, I don't know. Stock created 2.67 trillion in shareholder wealth, or an annualized dollar-weighted return. So that's for 30 years from 1990 through to 2020, an annualized dollar-weighted return of 23.5%.
Wow, that's high.
Now, Apple, I think Apple is the biggest company in the world.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it is.
So if you had invested in that in 1990, and in 1990, I don't think Apple were doing that flash, were they? I'm not too sure. But
is that when Forrest Gump was in it?
Yeah. But your return each year, 23.5%. And anybody, if you gave anybody the opportunity and they said, hey, if you give us any money you want to invest, we're going to stick it in Apple. Like, we're going to travel back in time to 1990. We're going to stick it in Apple for you. And in 2020, you can get the money out. And your return is going to be 23.5% per annum. Would you have done it?
Mm-hmm. If you had the money.
If you had the money. The answer would be yes. The thing is that that's the biggest company in the world, and that return is 23.5%. So that's what? 1.235x. So when you go to a non-established company with a bunch of no-names running it, and they're promising 3x and 4x and 5x, and you know that the biggest, most successful company in the world only managed a 23.5% return annualized per annum.
I want to reiterate what you just said.
What are the chances of that being real?
You said no names running it. Now, no offense. I mean, I think Carl's probably struggling for a community, and I'm sure he's got a good heart in him. I don't believe this, But, this guy is on the dole, and he's running this company, and he discovered... Now, what he said in his recording, whether he's doing it to bait me or not, he said that the company had screeched to a halt, and this computer that can handle 65,000 transactions per second was bottlenecked, and he managed to fix the problem. Now, if somebody who's on the dole, who doesn't seem to be educated on a computer, can solve a problem to a company that's meant to be the state of the art, just it tells you that these guys that are running or pushing or promoting these companies are really nobodies, or he's a genius and he doesn't realize it. It just doesn't make, and then people are trusting that these guys who are on a Zoom meeting can actually deliver what they claim to be. And then if you are like me, and literally I've done 500 videos about, there'll be a box that pops up at the moment and you'll see some of the thumbnails that I've done. And these are all the videos I've done just on one Ponzi scheme that went from they started off as hyper tech. A lot of people would not even know that company. And then they went to hyper capital. And then they got told that they were Ponzi schemes, so they rebranded to Hyper Fund, and then Hyperverse, Hyper Nation, Hyper Cosmos, and then they had brands of Hyper NFT, and then they had Hyper Bond, and then and now they've gone to Diversal. Now, we were going to do another video tonight, but I'm too tired, and I'm sure Rob's not far from behind me. But it's 1 o'clock in the morning in New Zealand where we live. And there's another company called Diversal. Now, theoretically, Diversal is actually the dregs of whatever is left from the last Ponzi scheme called Hyper Nation. And they're claiming that people who lost all their money in Hyper Nation can invest in Diversal, that is ran by a guy called Panicky Nark. And they said that if you log into their platform every single day, that in 3,000 days, they claim that you will get your money back. That's the claim. And we were going to do a video, but this was our 2 warm-up videos to get into Diversal. and have a look at this, how the mechanics of that idea. So tune back in if you are there. We've got 12 people in the room. We've also, at best, come back and said something. What did he come back and say? You've typed him a message, but I can't read it very well.
Yeah, so AB said the same speed we put our money in the bank is the same speed it goes out as loans, mortgages, etc., giving the banks thousands of interest, and they give us return at the end of the year. That is true.
Does that matter?
But
I mean, I think they've been told that. That way of thinking is like when I was in a religious cult. I mean, what is wrong with the banks? I mean, the banks make $1 billion interest profit a year out of our money. So what? My money's safe. Are we not talking about that?
I think it's actually quite misleading here, because it's not how much any company makes, in my opinion, as a non-financial advisor.
I'm a financial advisor, Rob. Don't you worry. Ask me, I'll tell you anything you want to know, mate.
It's how much has it cost the bank to actually produce those returns, and what was the risk to the bank as well. You know, like there's not one bank. It's not like one bank or banks have a monopoly. If anybody has money, they could. In New Zealand, I'd have a guess there's about 15 banks, and they're all competing for the people to invest money in them. They're all competing to get that home mortgage market and stuff, and you know, all of the interest rates vary depending on who they want to deal with and where their risk capacity lies, etc., etc., etc. But my response on the chat is, I agree that putting your money in the bank isn't a great way of building wealth so much as it is of protecting your wealth. Shares may be a better option if you want to take a chance. I would consult a financial advisor if you have a bit of spare cash and want to maximize the return as safely as you can. But I think that getting a small return from a bank is far more advisable than losing 100% by putting it into a scheme with people that you don't know, and you have no idea where your money is or how it's working for you, or whether it's working for you.
You've just said it, Rob. You've just said the thing that no one's talking about. Now, I'll do this elephant thing again. But how do you protect your principal? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, because like if you went to thousands of people that I've heard online who invested in Hyperverse and Hypernation and various other things, if you gave, I would say, I'm going to pluck a figure from nowhere, but if you gave 95%, that's 19 out of 20 of those people that invested in Hyperverse or Hypernation, the choice of, if you could go back in time and invest in Hyperverse or Hypernation, or you could have put your money in the bank, which one would you choose now?
People will say the cliche.
I think I know what they'd choose.
Well, unfortunately, people often say the cliche. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but doesn't mean it's not correct. It's just all these cliches and these sayings that people have. You know, I mean, I'm probably lucky I don't have any money, but I have had money. You know, but it's great when people try to sue you for $3.8 million, but it's like, well, take me to the cleaners if you want. But I just feel sorry for people that have money that don't seem to have that nous. I mean, what do? You've got $100,000 in the bank, and you're sitting there and it's burning a hole in your bank book, and you're thinking, I've got to do something with my money. So you trot off, you buy a business, and now you've got to work for your money. But everyone's telling me that a passive income is what you want. And I hate that. I mean, I do drop shipping, as I said. Now, to a degree, I promote those as a passive income, but they're not. I mean, you're enslaved to processing orders every day, and you've still got to buy, sell. You got to correspond with people. But I enjoy it. I like the idea of it. So it's not passive. It's just low. It's and I might sell 5 to 10 products a day if I'm lucky. But I always I'd love to be able to sell 100 products a day, but I can't get it past that figure. So what I'm trying to say is, it's like, what's wrong with working for your money?
I don't think there's anything wrong with working for your money. I think even if you took the most average job and broke it down, there would be several parts of it you still like. The thing that I was thinking while you were saying that is that this passive income, I don't even know if that was in our vernacular about 25 years ago. I first heard of that around about the early 2000s, I think. Like maybe it's been around, like forever. And of course, the principle of it has kind of existed basically forever. Like if I loaned you money? All right. If you borrowed money from me.
Gave it to me. Give it to me. Money! Wrong button. I was meant to hit that one.
If I loaned a person money and they were paying me back with interest, that's passive income to me. But there's still a risk that that person won't pay me back. But the thing is that even if we are getting passive income, somebody somewhere is doing work.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere is doing work. Even if it's the person who borrowed the money who's working to pay it back, somebody is doing work. And if I were to loan you money, that's money that I haven't got. If I want to buy a car, if I want to buy a house, if I want to go on a holiday or whatever, there's always something you're giving in order to get. So, it's all made out as if passive income is just one way, rah, like you don't, right? You sit on a couch and your bank balance is just going up and up and up and there's no risk. Right. It's nonsense. There's always a risk.
The pictures behind us, if you look at my picture, that's done with AI. And Rob's picture, AI as well. Now, 10 years ago, I would have had to go to a graphics artist guy and ask him to draw me up something like that. That picture took my partner, who specialises in doing those backgrounds. You'll see a video about 10 videos back. She creates those for people. Now, that picture came from nothing. It cost my partner a little bit of money, but nothing really. That's nothing. That was produced out of nothing. But there would have been a company behind it that developed all the software, that runs all the computers, who pays all the bills. So that's what you call a passive income picture. The picture, from my perspective, might be passive income, but somebody developed it, set it up, runs it, maintains it. It's kind of similar, I think.
Yeah, I think the reason that I create videos around some of these schemes is only because that they are a great exercise in logic and just listening to the meetings and logically thinking about, well, where are the holes here? And that if people could just ask questions, they would be in a better position to trust more, to understand more. And if they're inviting people on board as well, to feel really safe and secure that they're not going to lead a friend up the garden path. But when I know that so many people obviously haven't asked the questions because we're looking at things that have got such big holes in them, and you think, well, no, why is no one asking that question? And then you hear about people who have invited their family and friends and work colleagues and all this on board, and they're asking pretty basic questions that they should know the answers to, you think, well, what thinking was going on when they enticed other people into this?
Yep.
What
Hi,
was the motivation there?
I love coffees.
You didn't.
I thought I didn't mean to play that, but anyway, it's playing now. I just thought for a bit of fun before we go, because we've got this other video we can do, but we'll do it another night, tomorrow or next day, whenever we're up to it, because I'm buggered. I want to. Do you want to just do a wee narration over this?
Over what?
Well, I could play it and we could listen to it. This is on Rob's YouTube
What are you
channel.
playing?
Eh?
What are you playing?
Can you not see?
Well, I can see YouTube Studio, but I'll have a look on. Oh, you're talking about the other one.
Yeah, you can see that, eh? I can if you want. This is Rob's having a...
That graph there was put up as proof that a coin called OMI coin, OMI coin, was pumped and dumped. But actually, when you went and expanded that chart out to the left-hand side and had a look at it before, you actually realised the high point of that coin was about a week or 2 weeks before.
Right.
And it looked that, if you actually had a look at the whole picture, it looked like people had actually lost money, not necessarily pumped it and dumped it to make money. So, but hey, that's my view. And as Danny and I have been telling people, a lot of this is only our opinion, and we state it as only our opinion. It's not fact or anything like that. And if people have a different point of view and want to educate us and point us where we're wrong, you got the comment section, right? Go for gold, you know.
Yeah.
And there should be like tens of thousands of people who are going to put comments in, because, you know, like if you can convince people to put their money in, then surely you can convince us that we're wrong who haven't put any money in.
I think we do pretty well. I mean, Rob's been a bit of a slow starter because I've sort of encouraged him that he won't get sued if he does these videos telling people about his opinion. And it's quite good. But on the homepage of our our YouTube page, I have playlists. One's the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, which is me, and there's, 400 videos in there. And then I've just added a playlist of Rob's stuff. And I think I better put your new one in there then. So we go save, and I'll add that into the CryptoSage, and then you'll find that in the list here. But what we're trying to do is we've got some funnies of these shorts, and you have a bit of a laugh, but we do spend a lot of time, trying to help people. I've hit the wrong button, Rob. So we're just trying to say we just spend a lot of time trying to help people with getting some awareness around being cautious out there and not getting scammed, asking those questions. If people aren't willing to answer the questions like where your offices are based and all this sort of carry on, or, are you registered in my country? I mean, why can't we just do local business? Why do we have to go to something why do we have to go dark and blindfold ourselves and look for an opportunity where someone in a Zoom meeting tells us, this is what you could do if you invest. This is where this company's going. I mean, it's just ridiculous. One day we're going to look back in 10 years and look at this shit and go, I can't believe people used to do that. Let's go back to Nigerian scams. And you used to get these chain letters, you used to get emails, and they used to turn up in your inbox. And people used to fall for them. There was even I remember there was a support group for people that had been scammed by Nigerians. And people had been scammed 3 times by Nigerians.
Now, you remember when the internet actually started, like in the late 90s and the early 2000s, and there were all those emails that used to turn up where your long lost relative or this person has died, and you've inherited, like hundreds of millions of dollars or something, and all we need is for you to send us a few $100, and we can release the money. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. All that's gone, and it's kind of been replaced by crypto.
Yeah. Well, I ran a business meeting once, and the lady who was my master franchise lady stood up once and interrupted me while I was talking. She goes, "I've just got a message from Lucy, and Lucy has lost all her money and all her credit cards, and she needs us to rally together and give us some money so she can get the flight home." And I said, what's her email address? Has anyone got her? And the email address was a Gmail email address, one letter different. So everyone thought, and I go, can you stop spreading? This was literally, I don't know, 9 years ago. And that was a scam that was going around at the time. I mean, that would be an interesting topic one day. We've done it before in one of our podcasts, but we have actually talked about the top 20 scams that took the world by storm.
Yeah. Like we did that, about half a year ago, so maybe a bit more than that. But yeah, it is quite interesting that they seem to evolve. But one of the scary things is that with crypto, it's completely blind.
Yeah.
Like when you have got a person that you are sending money off to, and they're accepting the money into like a crypto account, which is completely untraceable. And you don't even know what country the person is in. You don't know where the headquarters are. Generally, there's no headquarters. You don't know the last name of the person who runs it. Like, come on, guys.
It's a yin and the yang, though, isn't it? Because it's a crypto wallet, technology that's really secure, really sophisticated, and then all of a sudden you're literally sending money to a Joe Blogg stranger you wouldn't know from whether it's your neighbour or somebody in Brazil. Who weird.
Ask yourself this question for anybody who ever watches this video. If you ran a legitimate scheme, would you tell people your full name?
A legitimate one?
If you ran a legitimate one, would you tell people your full name? Would you tell people where you operate from?
No, hide it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like that's pretty basic, isn't it?
No, it's weird.
If not, why not?
What's Chavez's last name?
Well, supposedly Anwar, but who would know?
Well, I want 10 grand because he promised me 10 grand if I found his last name.
I think you should send him an invoice.
Imagine that. He'd probably pay it. Hey, we've done really well today. We've actually got 11 people listening, so thank you so much for being in the chat room. Really do appreciate that. And we did a bit of a search, and we found that 26% of people in our chat room weren't subscribed to the YouTube channel. That means there's 2.6 people in the room right now that haven't subscribed. So if you haven't, we will find you.
Wonder what the 0.6 of a person looks like.
Avatar. And we have got another video coming out which we'll hopefully do tomorrow or the next day if Rob's up to it. And it's called, it's about Pinnaky Nark, and it's a shocker. But by all means, check out our lives. You can actually be notified when that comes out. I just literally updated the date of that because we were planning to do it tonight. I said to Rob, we won't be here very long tonight. I've got a 5-minute video that I'm going to do a voiceover and a 11-minute one of Carl. And look at it now, where it's like friggin' like 1:30 in the morning, which is a bit of a marathon. And the next one that we were going to do is actually 31 minutes long. But if you are hoping, that would, if you times that by 3.
In its raw form.
Yeah.
Raw form. I'm going to make an announcement because I want to go on record doing this because this is a wise decision for me.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to, apart from being the shotgun rider to you, I don't think I'm going to make any more crypto videos.
You said that 6 videos
ago. I know. I need to move on.
And why is that? Because it's so...
that I want to do.
This is actually like a funnel though, isn't it? Because the amount of time and energy I spend watching and listening and reading, communicating, texting, Rob won't go on to, like at the moment, I've lost my WhatsApp account because some idiot was trying to push a Ponzi scheme down my throat. And I said I was going to do terrible things to his mother, even though I didn't know his mother until she bled to death. And then WhatsApp closed my WhatsApp account down. And the scammer must be going, oh, I know how it works. And I'm thinking, why did WhatsApp close me down when I'm the guy that's the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger trying to stop these guys? So, and now I've spent 10 messages trying to get it back, and they're telling me that I need to log into the app and click dispute. And I can see the word they're telling me to click on, but it's not underlined, and I can't click on it. So if you're listening to this WhatsApp, no. But anyway, what I'm getting at is we spend hours and hours and hours and hours going through this information. And if you're not familiar with what I'm doing, I'm building a database of all these scammers, and I get given a lot of information. So before Rob and I go, just remember you can go to dehek.com, which is my website. There's a contact us page, and you can submit information to us anonymously. So I get lots of really good gems. The video we did before this was a video of a guy that's 72 years of age that is now an ambassador for Wee Global. So in his golden years, he's decided to become someone to promote Ponzi schemes where he claims that he can get 7 times his return on investment. Now that sounds good. And that's what he's going to probably, he's going to be 85 years of age one day thinking that was a dumb thing to do. And that's what we're here for, helping people see the light and get themselves out of it. Now, Rob, any final words before we disappear?
No. Look. To be perfectly honest, I can't take a lot of this too seriously. I just actually find it's if people weren't losing their money and getting so upset, and if I think back, about 4 or 5 weeks ago when Sam Lee absconded, and I was going on to those Zoom meetings, and the terror in people's voices, that like the frustration, the anger and stuff, and you think, like if it wasn't that people actually losing real money, it would be almost comical. But people are losing real money on various things, and they're getting stressed out. Life's not worth it.
Well, I used to say that people were doing it because they wanted to get rich quick and they were greedy. And then I probably 60% of the people that contact me have invested out of desperation because they haven't got much money, and it's literally like being at the casino and putting their last bets on the table, and then it gets stolen.
Yeah, and look, I think that you've got such a presence out there now that people, if nothing else, even if they just know about you and they hear the odd thing, they've read, the odd thing in a paper or on the radio, they've heard stuff,
Toilet wall,
and they think twice about getting involved in something, right? Then you've achieved your target, because you can't tell people what to do. It's up to them at the end of the day. And who knows, like the odd one of these may actually take off, and people actually do legitimately make a lot of money, or at least some money.
I'll be so pissed off. No, I wouldn't.
I got scammed on an online auction site. This is about 5 months ago. I was so pissed.
Took him 3 months to get over it.
Still
going on about let it go, Rob.
Oh no, I know, because I thought, I do videos on this stuff. I should know how this works. And the penny didn't drop for about 3 days, and then I thought, oh, hang on. And then I went back. At any rate, that cost me, ultimately cost me about $450, but it wasn't so much the money.
People always say that.
I would have liked that $450.
It
was more the fact that I felt violated. I felt that somebody had taken me for a fool.
Not right. Is it? It's not right. It's not right that person did that to you. It's not right.
Yeah. I think for about 2 or 3 days, I was non-stop on the phone to the police, to banks, to their online auction site for about 2 straight days. And it was only doing that I got half my money back from the online auction site. But the banks just aren't interested, like, at all. And the police aren't interested.
No one is.
The police aren't interested either, because you will find that basically no matter what country you're in, is that if you go to the police when you get scammed or lose your money in what you think is one of these legitimate schemes, you got no comeback at all. You've got nobody to ring. You've got nobody to point the finger at. You got nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. At least I had some people to direct my anger at.
Yeah.
And I got half my money back. But you go on an online scheme like that, you got nothing. You can't go to a bank and complain. You can't go to the police. You can't go to anybody. And you're seeing, and if you're wondering how bad it is, have a look at all these people that are on social media. Have a look at Rory. How do you pronounce his name?
I say Conacher, but you correct me.
Conacher?
I think it is Conacher. Yeah.
Who's trying to have a class action suit? Have a look at the online social media pages for, like Hyper, whatever. They're pissed. And not only are they pissed, they've been pissed every day for, what, 12, how long is it now? 12, 18 months. Yeah. Like, I was quite lucky. I was pissed for, like about 2 or 3 days, and then I kind of let it go and moved on. But a lot of these people can't let it go because, and I get it, because of how they feel. And every time they're probably meeting their friends, their family, their work colleague, and being reminded of someone who's equally pissed that they helped cause to get pissed by putting their money into these schemes and losing it to faceless people who have now disappeared.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know if you can see it. Well, you probably can't see it, but I'm just flicking through a ViDiLOOK recovery channel. So these are people that invest in ViDiLOOK. ViDiLOOK's only like 2.5 months old, maybe 3 months most. And they've got 12,000 people in a chat room. And Garrett is in there trying to help them, even though he's claimed, well, people have, like Sam Lee's tried to say he's the person behind it. It's just ridiculous, and people are still holding hope. I think, it's desperation, a lot of it. I just think that there's a lot of ways that you could stop this shit. Like, for example, if I was the owner of Zoom, I would monitor Zoom meetings and shut them down. Now, they might say, but our privacy, but when there's 1,000 people on a Zoom meeting, why can't somebody go in there and go, this is a scam, shut it down? YouTube. Why don't they look at the Are All Satoshi YouTube channel and shut it down? I mean, wouldn't that just be a simple solution? And they'll go privacy.
Imagine this, okay? If I went and put 10K into a bank tomorrow, or if I went and put, if I put 10K into a bank, if I put 10K into a term investment fund, or if I put 10K into shares tomorrow, I would not have to have any interaction with that bank, that hedge fund, or that company ever. Yeah. It would take no hour out of my day. Every day. It would take no training. It would take no roping in other people. It just, you put it in, wet and forget.
Yeah, imagine if they had some homeless people come in and help do the support for you, like Carl Miller, for example. So all of a sudden you've got a few ringers in who aren't really connected to the company but have decided to help out, and they advise you how to put your money into the wait and forget business opportunity. How stupid would that be?
You and I know, having been involved in a certain volunteer organisation, that there are people who just love that stuff. They love having an opportunity to speak,
Purpose.
right? To be heard. They have an opportunity to help people. They have an opportunity to utilise their skills, and that's fantastic for those people, right? But generally speaking, a lot of it's unnecessary.
People are too busy.
You know, and are you valuing your own time? Like, if you're going on We Are All Satoshi, I go on there for the entertainment every morning. You know,
You like that naked guy. You like that naked guy.
Like, you can't buy that shit, you know? Like,
I gotta bring that up somehow, because that is kind of funny. That was a friggin' laugh.
but value your time, guys. Like, how many hours have people on We Are All Satoshi spent on those Zoom meetings?
Yeah. This was
At what rate of money? You know, like, if you were on the minimum wage per hour, how much should that owe you by now?
Yeah. I know.
Who created that video, Danny?
Well, we had to make it cartoon. So you've got lady with the glasses. Well, there's two. Is that a man or a lady? Two ladies. So here's.
They're both ladies.
He just dropped his DAX.
Here we go.
He said, "Oh," but the part I think he did quite well when he got out of the shower, because he walked straight towards the camera and he just happened to be holding his towel in the middle.
He was so lucky.
Yeah.
He was so lucky, and it's still up, for crying out loud. Like, how amateur is that? It's still up. You try to let these people know. They just ignore it.
Like, totally naked now.
Going to the light.
Yeah, that's such a crack up. Couldn't believe it.
Oh,
I did report it a couple of times. If anyone reports it, it does help. And then because we had Tug Guy on there. If you want to be totally horrified, lock up your daughter. But Rob's all over my screen at the moment.
It's still online?
No, well, I'm the only one that's got the real version of it. Because we managed to get it taken down in 6.5 hours for a 24-hour marathon. So Tug Guy, I actually recorded this on my phone, which is a bit of a laugh. And this is all blurred out just in case you think you're going to see explicit material. That's job seeker payment. Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so shocking. And you should hear the words at the end are just priceless, because you've got them trying to figure out.
I've got to say one thing that you've actually just reminded me that Carl I'm pretty sure it was him who was actually on this meeting.
There he is there.
And oh my God.
Yeah. So our guy one of our Avengers managed to hack into this meeting and take control of it, and then keep broadcasting every time they had, okay, share us how you can't connect your mind to the node. This guy's broadcast would keep coming on. And they're trying not to look. And you look at his face right there. It's like, the guy was I'm laughing in it. Oh, it was just a shocker.
Oh, there was some comment that Carl made when
Tammy looks like vulnerable. Even Tammy looks vulnerable in this one.
I think it was her who asked Carl to share a screen or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
She told people to keep an eye out on the cameras. As a moderator, that's your job, is to keep an eye on the cameras. And I thought, what are they? Obviously, they're looking out for moments like this.
Yeah, and I think it was Carl who said, "Oh, be careful what you share on there. I am a bachelor," or something like that. I thought that was classic.
That one was terrible. This guy literally, I cut that out. I didn't want to keep that one on there, but the funny thing was the guy got access to Carl's computer, and at this point right here, the guy that's talking is going, "Oh, what's that?" And Carl must have just about shit himself, but that's his payment slip for being on the dole. And Carl's meant to be, well, he's the guy that solved the big, massive problem that where Satoshi was screeched to a halt with. One of the shorts that I did was a crack up, though. this lady here, I think it was, and she's home. Oh, what happened then?
Oh, that's yeah.
Are you getting that too?
No. I can remember. I can remember that lady's reaction.
And she's trying to justify that it's not her, and she's home alone. And she started looking around like. So she was sitting here talking away about how she can't, and then all of a sudden this pops up on the screen, and they literally said, "What the heck?" And I thought, "Hey, don't use my name in vain." So sorry, that's shocking, isn't it? So she's going.
I wonder why he's got headphones on.
I know. It's like
He's probably so loud he didn't want to hear himself.
What do you think he's listening to? Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. So then they go, all right, try again. And she goes, okay, I'm about to try now. Okay, here I go. And then, boomba, he's still going for it. It's like, oh my God. And this is where she goes, it's not me. It's not me. No, I'm home alone. Poor lady.
I can't believe. I don't know if you told me that something like that had happened or if I heard it, and I couldn't wait to work out what it was. But when I saw it, oh my God.
I couldn't believe it because what's so funny is I was watching it happen and then my phone rings, and it's the first time I actually had a phone call from Bill, what we call George or Bill. And it was him saying, oh, that's me. I'm doing that. I've managed to get control of Carl's computer. And I go, oh, how cool's that? I thought we've taken it to a new level. But I've started doing a lot more of these lives. We're doing a live now. You might be watching this in the recording. We've got 11 people watching us. Thanks very much. But if you go down here, you'll see, I think it was that one there, We Are Satoshi. And that's the longest stream I've ever done. I think it was that one. Live.
Oh, the 5 hours 46 one there.
Where do you read that? Oh, there it is. Yeah,
right there.
Yeah. So this was them doing a 24-hour celebration for their delayed mining, and I broadcasted the Zoom meeting on a live broadcast. So I'm rebroadcasting their broadcast. They've even got Jesus dressed up here in a white jacket. Now that's ShaveZ, otherwise known as Jesus, and everyone's happy. And I've actually got 8 copyright strikes because they keep playing this friggin' copyrighted music, and I have to wait 48 hours between updates because I'm cutting out the bits of copyright, if that makes sense. So it's just a pain in the ass. But anyway, so if you haven't been a YouTuber, you're not allowed to play other people's music or other people's content without getting their permission, or people can report it. So literally, if I go into the editing of this video, it will tell me all the pieces of music that they've played. So I think I go, down copyright. So you go to copyright here, and it says see details. So if I've got copyrighted material, when that's played, it goes to the person that created the content rather than me. So I'm going to monetize this video sooner or later. So then you come into this part of it, and it says, oi, see, it's still editing in progress. So every 48 hours, I go in and I say, what do you want to do to this? I've only got 5 left. I think I had 11. And it says, this song isn't owned by you. So the content was found between 11 minutes 45 into 16. So that's going to take out 5 minutes. So I need to go over to these dots here. And I can't do it, but then I'll tell it to either replace the music with some other music or mute the music. So there's going to be 5 minutes of a 6.5 hour minute video that's going to be muted because I don't want to have the copyright. So that's life as a YouTuber, I tell you guys. It's a shocker.
It's all fun.
Yep. All right. Hey, look, we've got 11 people in here. We'll keep you guys in here for long enough. You guys go off and live your dream. Thank you very much for listening to Rob and Danny. We're a bit tired. I'm a bit tired. You must be a bit buggered, are you, mate?
Well, yeah. I'll sleep well, put it that way.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So I don't, I know this, originally if you go to the start, there won't be any timestamps in this one. You can see that Carl Miller rang up Yvonne Sorry, I've got a name. Not Yvonne. Yvonne Henry, different Yvonne.
Vera?
Vera. And Vera had listened to Carl and she's a very successful business lady. She has 2 B&Bs that I know of. One of them costs $1,350 a night to stay in. So that's around about $800 if you're an American. And the other one's around about $400 a night. So she's done really well for herself, but she got coerced into investing her money into crypto opportunities, and she has lost about $90,000. Her key person that helps advise her is Carl Miller. Now, she told Carl Miller that she's about to get another $100,000 back for some investment that she did, and Carl's been hot on her tail and making sure she's in good spirits, even though he's managed to help her lose $90,000. He still thinks there might be an opportunity she might invest some more money. Anyway, she's fully aware because she's got the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger on her tail, helping her out, and also we've got the CryptoSage, the critical thinker, the guy that thinks this shit out. So thanks for being with me here, Rob, tonight. Maybe if you feel up to it tomorrow night, we can knock that half an hour one out, make that drag out to 4 hours worth of live content. But we've got one in the lives ready to go. Make sure you've been where it says been notified, you can click it, put your email address, and it'll ping you an email when we go live, because sometimes we change the times that we go live, or depend on how we feel. That's me.
And remember, if you're in the chat room, we love nothing more than to answer any of your questions. And my apologies to ABS for laughing, but I just thought, I really wish there were fantastic returns available out there with no risk, but there's not.
No, and that's true. You got to listen to that stuff. I mean, anyone that tells you otherwise, tell them to come onto a live Zoom with Rob and I, and we'll investigate for you. We're happy to do that. You can go to my website and you can find that information. We ask for a real simple thing. Please just subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. I know it's just a click of a mouse for you guys, but that helps Google know that these videos are liked. And then the Google literally sends them out to the masses, and that's how we get our traffic and people to view them. So in time, we'll get some traffic. We'll get rich quick.
Well, you might, but yeah.
No. Well, you can too. And remember, find Rob's channel and subscribe. He's actually got a few subscribers this week, mate. You must have got about 30, I think.
Flying, and all off of a few surprising things. I've started my shorts for starter. I do actually stutter. I've been feeling really good with my speech. I don't know that I've stuttered tonight. Well, almost one there. But no, some shorts with stuttering. But that's what I want to focus on, to spread the word to help some people overcome their stutter, or at least control it. So that might be where I devote my time, and not to We Are All Satoshi or anything like that. But I will be watching the videos, because who knows what could pop up.
Tug guy. So that's good night from the stutterer, and good night from the dyslexic guy, who are trying to warn people from investing money that we wish we had.
Happy investing.